Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports. Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5.
Okay.
Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach.
Culinary arts. Auditor.
A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge. Open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes-to-officiating.com.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
games in action, we've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live. All from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports. Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
They have to score here. We're getting underway here. Walk-off home run. Here's a shot to the right side. This is shaping up to be a strike right side too.
Welcome to Waleska, Georgia. If you're just joining us, it's Game 2 of a doubleheader, a 3-game stand this weekend between Lindsey Wilson College, the Blue Raiders, and the Reinhardt University Eagles. Really good one in Game 1, 12-1 the final. Reinhardt University in command from first pitch, and it's the first game of the year for these two. Lindsey Wilson starting an 8-game road trip, 7 left to go, including this game. Reinhardt University number 6 in the preseason poll, and I'd say they look like it. Hi, everyone. I'm Gabriel Fry. Glad you're along for the ride in North Georgia. Lorenzo Robinson will be with us in just a little bit, but really good action in store, and we know you're going to have fun with us, and we're having fun too. So we'll take a short break. When we return, first pitch, Game 2. More action on the way on the Southeast Sports Network. Who? Oh, Tate Deering. Is he new? I was going to say, I don't remember that name. Bro loves the Canadians.
It's like a pipeline.
That was really, really good athletes. I feel like the best athletes I've ever seen were some of the hockey guys from Toronto area when I was covering college ice hockey. They were amazing.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks. The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. College baseball about to get started with Game 2 of our coverage on the Southeast Sports Network. Hi, welcome. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Alongside me, Lorenzo Robinson. We've got all the action in Game 2 between the Blue Raiders of Lindsey Wilson and the Reinhardt Eagles, who have just taken to the field. It's Game 1 of the regular season for these two. Lindsey Wilson College kicking off an 8-game streak on the road. Reinhardt, number 6 in the preseason poll for the league, and they certainly look like it, Lorenzo.
They look every bit of a top 10 team in the country. Reinhardt coming up big against Lindsey Wilson, winning by 11 runs. They were completely dominant, and the dominant forces came from their veteran players, Adrian Vargas and Nash Kroll, leading the charge and setting the tone for the 2025 season.
Couldn't agree more. They looked really good. Those two as a tandem this year feel like they're going to be extra dangerous. Playing a little money for nothing as the Eagles man warms up his arm and gets ready for game number 2. And I think we're in for some really good action in this second game. We're excited to have you with us and really excited to see how this one goes. Lindsey Wilson will be first at the plate. How do they set the tone offensively?
Well, the biggest thing that you want to do is you need to try to get out to a fast start. That's something that Lindsey Wilson was unable to do in their last game. I believe they went 3 or 4 innings in a row without even scoring a single run. So, and they only had 1 hit at one point as well. So you really need to try to get off to a fast start. Give yourself a chance and then go from there.
We're being brought Chick-fil-A in the press box, which is probably the most important thing that's happened all day long. And you've got it. He's got Chick-fil-A in hand. Actually, let's get a look right there. Show him the Chick-fil-A. He's got it in hand. Right side, hot start for Lindsey Wilson. Can he get to the bag? No, cut down. One away. Hello, dog. We have a dog in the press. What's the dog's name? Sandy? Sadie? Hi, Sadie. Oh, good Sadie. She is just thrilled to be on hand for this. It's a beautiful day for it. Hanging out for some baseball. Floated off. Foul. One delivered a bit low. With one away, the 2-1. Right side, sails foul. 2 strikes on the board. Tate Deering, they told me he's a guy to watch, and he certainly looks like it. Dishing on top of the mound for the Reinhardt University Eagles in Game 2 to start. This skeeters through the turf. Umpire was ready. Count is now filled. Payoff pitch is chopped to the right side and escapes down the chalk. Running free and looking for the bag to get in scoring position out at 2 is Andino, who slides in to be safe. With 1 away, 1 on board, and scoring position at 2, Andino followed by Staten in the batting order. Sadie can't handle the Chick-fil-A. We can't really get Sadie on camera. I was trying to get Sadie on camera. She's right there. You can kind of see her. With 1 away and 1 in scoring position for Lindsey Wilson, Staten, the right fielder, at the plate.
And this is exactly what they need to do. They need to try to put themselves in a position where they can start fast. Reinhardt jumped out ahead of them early on, and it was just an uphill battle. They were up 4-0 after 1 inning, and things just kept rolling downhill from there. If Lindsey Wilson starts fast in this game, they might have an opportunity to put some pressure on the home team potentially.
With 1 away. 2-0. That was close. Through the turf. Walk him.
And not an ideal start to the outing for Tate Deering so far. 2 runners on base with 1 in scoring position. We're going to see Sidler for the first time in this game. Bryce Sidler went 1 for 3 in the first game of this series as he pops this one up and it will go over the net and foul. This is the Lindsey Wilson Ball Club. They have not made the NAIA World Series since 2016. Coincidentally, the coach of that team was Jonathan Burton, the current coach of the Reinhardt Eagles. The intertwined legacies between these 2 programs. Burton, obviously, tremendous coach for the Blue Raiders. Count now standing at 1-1. And that one bounces off the shoulder of Sidler. Off his his hand, one or the other, but definitely seems like he's in a lot of pain after that one.
90 tonight.
It's definitely not a fun situation, to say the least. So we're gonna check up on Sidler and make sure everything is okay with him. That one just escaping Tate Deering. He was in a lot of pain after that one.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
Live from Ken White Field here on SCSN, the Reinhardt Eagles currently trailing 1-0 against the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. Lindsey Wilson was able to score a run as this one is popped up by Phelps, and it drops into center field. Phelps is safe at first, and he gets a leadoff single here in the bottom of the first inning. Lindsey Wilson was able to kick off the scoring in this game by way of an RBI single from Price, the center fielder for Lindsey Wilson, and Dino, who made his way on base by way of a double, was able to score the run. Staten tried to score immediately after Andino, but was called out. A tremendous throw over to the catcher. It was called out at home plate. This one is popped up, and we'll get a chance to see Adrian Vargas for the first time today. Vargas coming off of a great game just a few moments ago. He went 2 for 2, scored 4 runs. Vargas, one of those returning athletes for the team. Somebody that Coach Burton is definitely set to lean on heavily if Reinhardt is going to come up with an encore for their record-breaking 2024 season. Again, Reinhardt 44-18 in 2024. Regular season Appalachian Athletic Conference champions. Came in second in the AAC tournament as well. Finished third in the NAIA World Series. Counts 1-1. Pitch a little bit high and goes for ball 2. Lindsey Wilson, a very difficult stretch, starting things off against a top 10 opponent. This one is popped up by Vargas. Looks like it's going to go over the net and foul. Count is now 2-2. The Eagles lost a lot of production from their team last season, but if game 1 is any indicator, if that's going to be more of a rule and not the exception, then it is fair to expect Reinhardt to pick up right where they left off offensively this season. Vargas, a great eye there, and watches that one for ball number 3. Count is now full 3-2, and Reinhardt very effective at the plate. They have great plate discipline as a team. The payoff pitch, 3-2. Vargas grounds it. It's retrieved, and the throw is made in time. No, it is not made in time. Vargas narrowly beats it out. He is safe at first. that initially appeared to be a tremendous play by Schultz, the shortstop, throwing it over to the first baseman, Sittler, but Vargas was able to beat the throw. So Reinhardt now has 2 men on base, 1 runner in scoring position, with the big bat of Nash Kroll coming up to the plate.
Super impressive hustle play.
Absolutely. And you said it in our first game, Gabe, that Vargas has gained a reputation as, if not the fastest, as Kroll lifts this one deep out to right center field. It's going back, and it will be retrieved by the center fielder. And both runners will advance as Vargas beats out another late throw.
Again, super impressive. Great hustle. Big guy moving quick around the bags. Now 2 in scoring position.
And you spoke about it in the last game. Vargas has gained a reputation as probably, if not the fastest, one of the fastest base runners on this team. So anytime he's on the bags or making his way to the bags, he's definitely a guy that you have to really keep your antennas up about, and you have to really try to lock in when you see him there. It makes you speed up your own internal clock, which we saw can lead to some mistakes. We saw Lindsey Wilson make a lot of mistakes against Reinhardt in the field, maybe trying to move too fast in that first game. But they're going to have to tighten things up. Eagles with 2 runners in scoring position. As Dryden House, the third baseman, comes up to the plate.
Having a full conversation. Symes on the mound. 1 away.
Swing and a miss by House for strike number 2. Count is now 0-2, and this would be huge for Signs here. Don't want to leave that sacrifice fly as an option. The 0-2 pitch, it's grounded. It will be retrieved, so out will be made at first, but 1 run will score for the Eagles.
Great hustle by Phelps to get across the plate. 1 for 1 in game 2, and he's on the board.
House able to hit that one over to the second baseman. That one fell right into the waiting hands of Gonzalez. He was able to get it, but he was unable to really make a nice play to try to get Phelps out at home. So he just takes the guaranteed out at first, but that allows Reinhardt to add a run to the board. This will be the first time this season that we will get a chance to see Luca Boscarino, DH for the Reinhardt Eagles.
Boscarino wanted every bit of that.
Boscarino, a new guy from Ontario, formerly of Incarnate Word, and he hits this one right to the second baseman, Gonzalez, and that will retire the side and end the inning. This one figures to be a lot better game than the first one. Reinhardt and Lindsey Wilson tied up at 1 run apiece.
Welcome back, North Georgia. Campus of Reinhardt University. Hustling. Pumped and didn't throw it. He's on.
We saw there Phelps really thought about trying to throw it across his body over the Nash Kroll, but sometimes the best plays are the ones that you don't make. You don't want to make an errant throw and allow that runner to advance from first in the scoring position. But I was looking at the bottom line, and did I see that right? It said that Israel Adesanya lost today. On the bottom
Looks
line.
like it,
I
yeah.
just saw it. That's crazy.
On the ticker.
That's crazy.
I know, I added that ticker, and I find out a lot of stuff from that in the middle of games.
So his career is probably, unfortunately, it's probably over with, huh?
That's too bad.
It's the fight game, man.
Clippers traded Tucker to the Jazz. Congratulations, Utah. Here's the bunt out towards the mound. Wants to cut him down at the bag, and he does.
Congratulations, Clippers.
Listen, we were talking about the worst blown calls during the first game. What's the biggest professional athlete meltdown you can remember? Who went from being like the GOAT to just disappearing?
That's a good one.
I know. Tweet at me if you've got
like
them,
over the
guys.
course of a season or in like a big game?
No, let's say career. Like melted down their career. Like they were
career.
Well, I've got one, but it's really easy. It's too low hanging. Johnny Manziel.
Oh man,
I loved watching him play in college. His highlights were awesome.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, we're in trouble now. James Miller, head coach of the football team, in the press box with us.
Yeah, Just random guy, man.
Coach Miller, we're talking about the greatest meltdowns in professional sports history. Who melted down their whole career? I said Johnny Manziel. I don't know if it counts because he wasn't a pro.
Deshaun
was
Watson.
So good. That's a pretty big meltdown.
That's
a pretty big meltdown.
Ryan Tucker.
Yeah, that's a pretty big meltdown.
It's coming.
Think so.
Oh, you didn't see?
I didn't. Oh, I did see.
Good inside pitch.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's over.
is.
It's
I
probably
wanna
over.
let it melt down.
Yeah, it's probably over for him.
Not about him.
One away, count 2-2.
How about Leonard Little?
Who's that?
Leonard Little
Wanted every bit of that and goes down swinging 2 away.
killed the guy DUI.
Wow.
Now he came back.
He came back. They let him come back.
They let him come back?
They did. Yeah, they brought him back.
That's funny.
It was like a year.
Pop to the left, trailing back towards the chain link. Left fielder has it in his eyes, and he scoops it up to retire the side. We'll break and return with more college baseball in just a moment. Welcome back to Oleska, Georgia. Glad you're along for the ride. Gabriel Schrei. Lorenzo Robinson here with me. We've got a 4-man booth, kind of. James Miller showed up for 5 minutes, then left. He's about 6'15", head football coach.
Quick guest appearance.
Yeah. 1-1 in Waleska. And the Eagles back at the plate.
Barry Eisman, the outfielder, at the plate for Reinhardt. Eisman was able to notch 2 RBIs in the first game of this doubleheader. But even though we've only been through 1 inning of play, it's already seemed to be a much different game for Lindsey Wilson, because at this point in the game, just a few hours ago, they were down 4 runs to nothing. And that 4-run advantage turned into a 7-run advantage. Through 2 innings quickly, they were down by 7 runs. So they were already in a position where they could have felt like they were out of the game very early on. Signs did a really nice job in that first inning slowing down Reinhardt. Was able to force Nash Kroll to fly out. Only surrendered 1 run.
Right fielder is walked, and so next to the plate, Reinhardt University.
It's going to be Juan Pablo Morales.
First appearance of the day. Got a little micro meeting on the mound, just talking.
Juan Pablo Morales making his first appearance of the season for Reinhardt. Again, another one of those players that is trying to establish himself as someone that Coach Burton can trust as this season goes on. The junior, native of Trussville, Alabama, formerly of Wallace State University. He's actually one of a few different athletes that hail from Wallace State on Reinhardt's campus. Reinhardt has 2 basketball players as well, hailing from Wallace State, a few other athletes in a few other sports, so definitely becoming a bit of a pipeline for Reinhardt and Wallace State. See another piece of that here with Morales.
We just offered food, pizza. I kind of want a piece of pizza.
Never say no to that, right?
Yeah, I'm never going to say no to pizza. Look at me. Big cut. Can't get a hold of it. Strike 1. You think they'd just bring us a whole pizza? Could the 4 of us eat a whole pizza and do a good broadcast still?
Maybe a little bit of mumbling, but I think
a whole piece between the 2 of us? There's 2 pieces apiece.
Smoked to the left side. It rolls into the outfield, and 2 on board for the Reinhardt Eagles. A runner in scoring position at 2.
First plate appearance, first at bat of the season, first hit of his Reinhardt career. Juan Pablo Morales getting himself on base. Tremendous job. And that will now bring up Adam Harris.
Left fielder.
There is a pinch runner in the game coming in for Morales. Is number 13, Ethan Moore. Freshman, a native of Sewanee, Georgia, formerly of Collins Hill High School. Also the alma mater of reigning Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter.
Good friends with Travis Hunter's strength and conditioning coach, Greg Schultz. Travis went down to, bunt is foul, went down to AP Ranch in Texas and worked out all summer with him. Went to Penn Relays last year in Philadelphia with Greg Schultz and spent some time together, and we ran into David Friedberg there, believe it or not, and Josh, coach on hand, and that was exciting.
Friedberg, one of the greatest athletes in Reinhardt history.
No kidding. Could be. Already.
All conference football performer, 3-time national champion in javelin.
The bunt stays fair. Play over at 1 as he hustles to get safe, and just in time.
So it appears that the umpires are going to talk about it. He may have initially called him out, But it's such a tough call to make. He's all the way past the mound, really, and he's trying to see that call. And you could tell he was a little unsure, but generally in most sports and situations like that, the tie goes to the runner. Reinhardt on the right side of history there with the bases loaded.
One run apiece, and he smokes it to the left. This one sailing backwards towards the fence, and he got it. Runners tag up in advance. We've got one coming home and another in scoring position at 3.
That's just good baseball there. A sacrifice fly, allowing Reinhardt to get another run. Have to appreciate that.
2-1 in Waleska. Shamley with one away. Ropes this to the left side. Collected immediately. Race to 1. This time he's cut down. 2 down.
2 down, but it looks like another run will score for the Eagles.
And that makes it 3-1 in Waleska. Tagging up, getting across, and another runner in prime scoring position at 3. But to score him, Vargas has to stay alive. Also note in the batting order, Mr. Kroll is sitting just behind him on deck. We can already tell this tandem is going to be a problem this year, especially in AAC play.
Again, Adrian Vargas did a tremendous job of making his presence felt last season for Reinhardt. It's definitely a important piece to what the Eagles were able to do a season ago, making it all the way to the World Series semifinal. You want to feel like you can rely on your older players. You want to feel like you can go to them for leadership, of course. You do believe in having your older players provide you with some leadership, but also they have to lead the way on the field as well. And we've seen Vargas and Kroll setting the tone for the entire season with their play from the last game. And if history's any indicator, they're going to have a tremendous year for the Eagles.
Got a hold of it. Foul.
One-two count signs, needs to get himself out of the inning.
Got a hold of it to the right, trailing back towards the wall, collected, and that retires the side as we'll flip and be back with more college baseball in a 2-run game on SESN. Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. A 2-run game between the Eagles of Reinhardt and the Blue Raiders of Lindsey Wilson. Glad you're along with us. Beautiful sunshiny day for the doubleheader. Gabriel Schreiber, Lorenzo Robinson. We've flipped sides as we go into the top of the third.
Tate Deering already with 2 Ks in this game. The Canadian on the mound for Reinhardt doing a phenomenal job thus far.
Through the middle. Roped across to first, and he's safe.
And that one took an awkward bounce off the mound. We saw Deering try to make his way over to it, and it just took a weird hop. He just wasn't able to corral it. And then a nice job by Andino legging that one out.
Now batting number 10, Chance Schultz.
Lindsey Wilson had 4 runs in game 1, already have matched their total here in game 2. 4 runs here in the top of the third inning, 4 hits, actually.
Staten fouls off left.
Of course, they had a bit more of an uphill battle going up against Andrew Herbert to start things off in that first game.
0-1. Left again. Right along the chalk. It looks like it tattles its way down in play. Advancing to third, and he's on the bag in scoring position as 2 runners advance into scoring position for Lindsey Wilson.
And that was Staten, one of the best returning players for Lindsey Wilson this season, coming up big yet again for the Blue Raiders. Fans of this team, they're used to seeing him make plays in big moments. He was one of their leaders in hits a year ago. Comes up with a big-time extra base hit to put 2 runners in the scoring position with nobody down for the Blue Raiders.
Zips that in for the strike.
That's Staten's first hit of the season. He struggled a little bit in the first game of the series.
0-1, hops its way over to third. He's cut down at first, and staying in place is the pinch runner, Andino.
And we saw Dryden House make a little glance over there at third to try to hold him there, and then throwing that one off a hop to Nash Kroll, who corrals it.
1 away. 2 on board. Duran batting.
Duran was hot in that last game, went 2 for 3.
That's in for a strike. Price is next in the lineup. He's got an RBI. He batted home. Andino in the top of the first. Very low, paints the corner, strike 2. Two in scoring position, 1 away. Price on deck. 1-2. Holds off for the second ball.
And a big theme in game 1 was missed opportunities, right? Lindsey Wilson missed so many opportunities to get themselves out of situations, to put pressure on Reinhardt, both offensively and defensively. They were unable to make do with most of their opportunities, which led to Reinhardt really pouring it on as that game went on. Now, here the Blue Raiders are, another opportunity. 2 runners in scoring position, only down 1 person. You need to try to get something on the board. You're already trailing by 2 runs. You want to try to give yourself a chance because, as we've already seen, Reinhardt is a team that is known to be able to score runs in bunches. So anytime you can't capitalize when you have a chance, Reinhardt usually takes advantage.
Count is full. 1 away. Payoff pitch. Tight, walks him. Bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia. And Price, who already has an RBI, making his way to the plate to bat.
That was a nice veteran at-bat there from Durant. He didn't chase anything. He fought off some of those pitches, continued to give himself a chance, and was able to draw the walk. Nice job by him. And we'll see if Price is able to keep the ball rolling. So far, 1 for 1 on this young, very young season.
Extreme patience. I like that descriptor. Duran, really veteran presence at the plate. Very nice cuts, and he loads the bases with patience and only one away. Price with bases loaded. What can he pull together as he suffers strike one?
And also, it will be interesting to see what Tate Deering does here. That is what these early season games are good for, right? These are non-conference contests, and you're getting a chance to get live game action against other warm bodies, so you really get an opportunity to see what these guys are going to do when put into these type of situations. In a bases-loaded jam, what can Deering do? Can he minimize the damage and give Reinhardt a chance to leave this half inning with the lead?
0-2, he goes down swinging, 2 away as Price wanted every bit of that and couldn't find it.
Absolutely wanted every bit of it. Deering doing a nice job composing himself, staying poised, and getting the strikeout. That takes away the sacrifice as an option. But Wimberly, another player would have hit in this game. He's going to have to work to get him out as well.
2 away, 2-run game. Reinhardt the advantage with 3 runs. The sun's starting to go down, but what a beautiful day it still is. 1-0. Left side gathered, and he cuts him down over at 2 to retire the side. We'll break. We'll flip to the bottom of the third and be back with more college baseball on the Southeast Sports Network.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Back. Ball 1. Nash Kroll at the plate.
Nash Kroll, one of the more dangerous batters in the entire country. Made his presence felt in that first game. Again, going 4 for 4 with a home run, 5 RBIs. Had a deep fly out earlier in this game. But you know, that doesn't mean much to him. Hitters like him always have a short-term memory. They immediately forget about whatever they did wrong, and they're just preparing for the next pitch to come. And a guy like him is always ready to take it yard.
Kroll heard you, drives it deep left side, and it's controlled, 1 away.
Another very hard hit ball by Nash Kroll. Thought that one was going to have a chance to go. Unfortunately for the Eagles, it has warning track power.
Ball 1.
So Reinhardt was just on a tear offensively through 2 innings in that last game. So signs from that respect has done a much better job than the pitching staff was able to do in that first game. Through 2 innings, Reinhardt, 3 points, 3 runs, 3 hits rather. But still want to see him maybe tighten the screws up a little bit more.
Driven to the left. This one down along the chalk as he's diving for the ball, and Reinhardt going foul. I actually couldn't see that at all. It just, everybody's acting like it went foul.
Well, usually when it goes quiet,
yeah, it's buried. It's behind the dugout for us, so there's no line of sight.
Because Reinhardt, obviously is the home team, has a strong home presence, and Lindsey Wilson has a decent contingent of fans that made the trip down from Kentucky, from Columbia, Kentucky. So either way, we would have heard something if it was something major that happened.
Popped up in the center, comes down, he's racing over to the bag at 1, and just can't quite make it in time. 2 away.
And that was probably the bloopiest of all bloopers, I could say, from House. Going straight into the infield, right in front of the shortstop, Schultz. He was able to recover that, make the easy throw to first base.
Two away with House down. This is Boscarino, the DH for this Reinhardt Eagle. 1-0. Boscarino, a missile towards the outfield. It comes down in center field, but he's on the bag.
Welcome to the Reinhardt Eagles, Luca Boscarino. His first hit in the Reinhardt uniform comes in the bottom of the third in this game. He's now 1 for 2.
Iceman already crossed the bag once in this game as we've got a little meeting of the minds coming up on the mound. If you're just joining us in North Georgia, Gabriel Shrine, Lorenzo Robinson, we've got a full crew today. Excited to have you along for the ride. It's been a really, really good game, and it's a great day for baseball.
Absolutely great day for baseball, but it's probably dipped a little bit from where it was just because the wind is starting to pick up. It's starting to get a little cooler.
Well, it was like 59 when we at first pitch, and it's cooled off 5 degrees throughout the day, even though it's sunnier and it feels warmer. It looks warmer, but I don't think it actually is. Making the change on the mound. Low outside ball. 2 away.
On the bottom line, Tigger is saying that Giannis was heated over Chris Paul's play. I'm not sure if you had a chance to see that. Chris Paul shoving Giannis out the air. He said that enough is enough. I'm sure a lot of players in the league feel that same way about Chris Paul, some of the antics that he pulls.
The antics. Chris Paul antics.
Yeah, to put it mildly,
Did you see that there's going to be a super league to compete with the NBA, like an international, like a global league?
I doubt it really competes.
I'm going to be interested to see what happens.
Absolutely. It'll come down to who's running it, of course.
Think like the golf thing in the Middle East, but global, so they'd travel globally. Think global Premier League soccer. They were saying 8 men's and 8 women's teams.
Now the big thing.
Right side, roping its way into center field. It's loose up the gap. We've got a runner across 2, coming down to the bag at 3, and he's going to stay in scoring position at 3. Runners on the corners for the Reinhardt University Eagles.
Nice double there from Barry Iceman. Pardon me, the single, but able to get a runner from first to second, then from second to third. Man, in scoring position with 2 outs on the board. But to that point, the big thing about Live Golf was the major contribution from Saudi Arabia. So if Saudi Arabia wants to enter, basketball.
That's the speculation is who's going to buy into the big basketball league and the big basketball league.
If it's Saudi Arabia,
and
they're offering stars 300, 400 million to play.
Exactly.
Might be tough. Might be tough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this really could compete with the NBA. It'll be interesting. 1-0. A lot of interesting times ahead, I think, for American sports fans. We have always controlled the broadcast of major sports. We have controlled the tempo of major sports. We've drawn in the best athletes in the world to play basketball, baseball, football, American football, ice hockey, you name it, for decades. And I think LIV is the first start of a threat for us to lose our global dominance, controlling the way sports are played and broadcast.
And one that's kind of happening.
Fouled off.
This one's popped up, but one that's kind of happening a little bit under your nose. If you blink, you might miss it. Saudi Arabia and one of their major investors has really heavily bought into the boxing world as well. So a lot of the major fights that we've seen over the course of the last 2 years take place over there. And recently, their group released an entire card, and it's filled with like some of the biggest draws in boxing. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that too. I mean, it's just a lot of unknown right now in the world of American sports.
2-2 fouled off as he stays alive. 2 away, runners on the corners. That's a heavy conversation for the middle of a in the middle of a baseball game. We're talking about the future of sports globally.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get too morbid here.
That's not looking good, guys. Anyhow, bottom of the third. Fouled off. This is back into the evergreens.
Castellanos hits a home run.
Yeah, right. Castellanos, a drive to deep left center. I've always wanted to hit him up. I've connected with him on social. Left side, this one foul.
But one thing is very apparent when we watch Juan Pablo Morales already, we can tell that he has a lot of pop in that bat. He's definitely going to be a guy that could potentially be a major power player for this team in this lineup.
Count is full.
Discipline take there. Great eye there from Morales.
Remind me to talk about TGL.
TGL.
Yeah. Little check-in over at the corner.
When do you want to be reminded?
I don't know. I feel like we're up against the wall here. Fourth inning is staring us in the eyes.
We'll see if Morales has something to say about it.
Payoff pitch. Walk him. Load the bases. Morales is followed by Harris in the batting order. Here he comes.
Adam Harris with, again, no offense to him, no offense to fans of the artist. Probably the worst walk-up song I've heard today, but
I'm not offended.
He's playing pretty well. He played pretty well in game one. Had 2 hits. Also was able to score a run. Went 2 for 3. So if Harris is going to produce like that for Reinhardt, he could sing Hot to Go until his heart drops. Bases loaded for the Eagles. He has a chance to help Reinhardt add to their advantage here. And it felt like at one point Lindsey Wilson was giving themselves more of a chance, but we're going to see what they're able to do here. Missed opportunities were the name of the game for the Blue Raiders in that last game. Opportunities to get out of innings turned into late rallies for Reinhardt. Opportunities to make plays in the field turned into runs. We're going to see if the Blue Raiders are going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity to end the third. And not a good omen already being down 3-0 on the count. You would expect Harris, unless it is a pitch that he absolutely cannot refuse, you would expect him to lay off this one.
3-0. Strike one.
We're going to see if Signs is going to be able to get himself out of this situation, a bases loaded jam.
3-1. Fouled off. Count is full. I can't believe I told you to remind me later about TGL. We could have talked about it twice.
Now I'm curious about what it is.
2 down. Everybody who knows already It's like, this guy is never going to get around to this golf league. Big swing, this one in the turf, and that is going to retire the side. We'll flip to the fourth and be back with more college baseball on SESN. Welcome back. Hello and goodbye. He's headed back to the dugout.
And that was hard hit by Gale. It almost seemed like he was going to have a first pitch home run there for Lindsey Wilson, but luckily for the Eagles, falling into the waiting hands of Adam Harris.
One away, this is Schultz. Schultz, the shortstop for the Blue Raiders. Ball one.
Deering remaining on the mound for Reinhardt. It's going to be one of those guys that figures to potentially give the Eagles that second guy. And last year, it was Alex Galvez for most of the season, another player who's now moved on. He was that second starter, that second reliable starter that Reinhardt could trust in a lot of situations, but he had some injury issues as the season went on. So now the question is, who's going to be that guy that steps up behind Andrew Herbert? And obviously, you have Brett Allen coming out of the pen, one of the best relief pitchers in the country, a guy who even can give you some innings as we saw as a starter. But who's going to be that guy? You're looking at some of the returning guys that they have. They have someone like Ben Medley.
This one roped, rolls through center field, and Schultz is on board on the bag at one.
You have someone like Ben Medley, a returning guy who had some really good games for Reinhardt last season and had some games where he struggled a little bit. We'll see what he can do. A guy like Hunter Paulson, who's been in the program for a long time. Maybe he could potentially step up and be one of those guys. Adam Christopher, a guy from Porter Ranch, California, redshirt sophomore. Maybe he's one of those guys that steps into that role. Or maybe it's Tate Deering who gets the second start for the Eagles today. But either way, I mean, they just have a lot of options, a lot of guys returning, some nice additions as well. We'll see what this staff will look like for 2025. And if it clicks on all cylinders, it could be one of the better staffs in the conference.
Got a hold of it. Gonzalez sends this deep down the chalk. Looks like it's out. It's in our blind spot, but based on the reaction, that's foul. One away, one on the bag at one. Thanks. Coach Bill Popp just popped in, the commissioner of the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Said we're doing a good job. Thanks, Dad.
It's nice to.
I love him. He's honestly, that's this conference, the Appalachian Athletic Conference. I mean, extremely lucky to have a guy like that. He and Jay Stansel are absolutely immaculate at what they do.
I have love for Coach Pop as well. My first athletic director at Reinhardt.
Oh, he was still here when you got here.
He was.
That's wild.
That's how long I've been here. That's all that should tell you.
One away, 1-2.
When I got here, this was all grass. This field, all grass.
That halo's nice.
This box wasn't built.
That's wild. Just under a 10 out here, huh?
I mean, pretty much. It's cold out there.
Been there, done that. One away.
Got him.
Wow. Cut down over at 1. Make it 2 away. He'll go back to the dugout.
And that was just tremendous awareness by Deering. I mean, he saw him kind of edging away from the bag and very steadily. Deering did a nice job of not overreacting when he noticed it. Didn't tip himself off at all. Was able to make something happen to get Schultz out, but almost giving the goodwill away immediately with that hit.
Two away. He's walked. Gonzalez followed by Andino. Another dangerous face in this lineup.
We've seen a few pitchers hit some batters with pitches throughout this game. Again, it is the first series of the season, so you know that you're going to have some mistakes. You're going to have some screws to tighten up on both sides. Everyone's just trying to find their footing.
Just outside of the box, paints the corner, and that's strike 1. We got a man down. Lorenzo is. We got a man down. 2 strikes.
Sinus season.
It is sinus season. I've been taking Airborne. I don't know if I should say that brand of a company on air, but you don't want to give free advertising away.
Never free promo.
Unless it's Coca-Cola. I promote Chick-fil-A and Coca-Cola heavily for free. Please send me a check.
Well, we would definitely accept any donations from those corporations if they wanted to sponsor us at any point.
Doors wide open. 2 away.
Can Deering slam the door shut here?
1-2, door slam. Close it. We'll flip sides and be back with more college baseball on SESN. Welcome back to Ken Whitefield. Hi, everyone. Gabriel Fry, Lorenzo Robinson, college baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Great day for it. It's been beautiful, sunshiny. Feels like spring. Knock on wood. Knock on some wood. Feels like spring out here.
I wouldn't say it feels like spring. It's more like swinter. You know?
I'm pushing for spring.
I would love for it to feel like that, but I think we still got a little bit to go.
We do, but spring or bust. Come on, demand spring with me. Just come on, just be like it's spring.
Cold fronts haven't been in our favor lately.
Left side stays fair, and he'll get over to the bag at 1.
And that was a nice little blooper there. Shamley hitting that one right in between a few Blue Raiders. Nobody was able to get a clean grasp on it before he was able to make his way to first. We're seeing Reinhardt get it done in different ways. You sacrifice flies. They were able to get some bloopers, get runners in the scoring position.
Bottom of the 4th, man on the bag at 1, and Phelps steps off. Too tight, it's a ball.
And there's this common misconception, right, when a lot of teams lose the kind of power players that Reinhardt had, when you have a guy like Tucker Zadunik, who is an All-American type player who's able to hit 30 home runs in a season, a guy like Dylan Lewis, who actually broke Reinhardt's single-season home run record. Whenever you have situations like that, you lose those type of power players, you're like, man, we're losing X amount of home runs. Where are we going to replace those? And that's not necessarily what you need to do. You can get offensive production in different ways, playing small ball, doing different things, just getting guys that are capable of getting on base and going from there.
Real tight. Ball 3. 1 on board. Bottom of the 4th. Reinhardt leading by a pair of runs, 3-1.
Phelps 1 for 2 on the day. We'll see if he's able to make his presence felt again at the plate for the Eagles.
3-1 and strike 2.
And with the bat flip, he was all but certain that was going to be a walk.
Too smooth with the bat being tossed back, too. Look at that.
But, you know, sometimes players like to do that to try to kind of
Just see what
influence
happens.
the
See
ref's
what
call.
happens.
Just to kind of influence them a little bit. Like, hey, I flipped the bat. I don't even have my bat in my hand. You can't
Come on,
call.
you have to
can't
send
call
me.
this a strike.
Payoff pitch does not initially. Caught. 1 cut down out at 2. He's across the bag at 1 and safe.
Very nearly a 6-4-3 double play there for Lindsey Wilson. Nice job by Phelps to leg that one out and get himself safe. Vargas back at the plate. Vargas 1 for 2 so far in this game.
One-0. Roped over the top, down in center field. The little blooper gives the Eagles a lot of time and space. He's safe on the bag at 3, and runners on the corners in Waleska.
And if these first 10, 11 innings of the season are any indication, Adrian Vargas is set to have a very special year for Reinhardt. That was his second hit of the game. He's 2 for 3 in this game. Again, like I said earlier in this broadcast, coming off of a game just a few hours ago where he went 2 for 2 and scored 4 runs. He's just continuing his phenomenal play. Definitely everything Coach Burton could have hoped for him to start the year.
That is a terrifying swing. Imagine if he just got full bore of the bat on that ball.
That's what Nash Kroll is capable of. Anytime you see him swing that bat hard, fast, you just have to kind of hold your breath if you're the other team, because you know that he's capable of taking any of those pitches yard at any given moment. I mean, he's already done it one time today. When you get a guy like him down 0-2, you cannot relax. You have to punch him out.
Chop to the right.
Now, I said you have to punch him out, but he's not going to make it easy on you. He's going to make you work to get him out. Some of your best stuff. Work with something off speed. Try to get Kroll off balance.
With runners on the corners, 0-2. Check in at 1. Ball's loose, coming home, and he's across the plate. Reinhardt adds another run. 4-1 in Waleska.
And those are just the kind of mistakes in the field that we saw Lindsey Wilson make in the previous game. Those are the mistakes that you can't make if you're going to beat the number 6 ranked team in the country. You have to be able to make those routine type of plays. And anytime that you can't, even if you don't get the out at first, you cannot allow that ball to get past you.
1-2 zipped down for ball 2. 1 away.
Don't want to get on Lindsey Wilson too hard. Again, this is the first series of the season. So a long way to go for them. But they know that this is something that they're going to have to work.
Chopped foul left.
That Mid-South is unforgiving. There's some good teams in the Mid-South. Cumberland's is in the Mid-South. They're ranked. Faulkner, another team in that Mid-South Conference. Georgetown, a team that's traditionally good. Cumberland from Tennessee as well in the Mid-South. So if they're going to compete with those teams, they're going to have to do better.
To the left, this one just in front of the wall. Across 2, down at 3, ball's loose. He's going to stay on the corner, and runners on the corners again as it's 4-1 Reinhardt.
Nash Kroll ripping one in left field. Right when it seemed like he was dead, he said, call an ambulance, but don't call it for me. Ripping that one right into shallow left.
Are you just going to start working memes into the broadcast now?
I mean, you never know. You know what I mean? They say you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Ah, yes, the Green Goblin. Holds off.
Remember our Taylor Swift reference broadcast? We should bring that one back.
We should bring that back.
Yeah, we're going to see if Signs can kind of shake things off here on the mound for Lindsey Wilson. Is he going to stare into blank space?
1-0. Chop to the right side, it's foul.
Fitting that it's Kroll and Vargas on base for Reinhardt. Chance to add another run or two to their advantage. We're going to see what House can do. He has that sacrifice fly that came earlier in the game, so he does have a run on his tally, but he's 0 for 2 so far.
1-1, chopped right side, escapes into the outfield, and here comes a run across the plate as Reinhardt makes it 5-1. 2 runners on the corners.
But 0 for 2, but not for long, says House. House doing a tremendous job, ripping that one into right field and getting Adrian Vargas across the plate. Lindsey Wilson, they were doing a nice job of giving themselves a chance earlier in this game. Those first 2 innings, they did a good job. And then in the 3rd inning, they held Reinhardt scoreless. But they were unable to take advantage of a bases-loaded situation. They've left a few runners stranded when they were up to bat. And like I said before, you cannot give those chances up against a team as potent as this Reinhardt University team has been.
No bad blood between these two. 1-0 delivered into blank space. 1-1.
And I alluded to this early on in our first broadcast, but I should have made a much bigger deal about it after it happened. Coach Burton notching his 200th win as the coach of Reinhardt University. Win number 200 as the Eagle for Coach Burton came in Reinhardt's 12-1 victory.
He's the man. He's the lucky one. That retires the second. In this side of the inning, 2 away. Still runners on the corners. I'm up to 4 Taylor Swift references. I feel like you're not getting them. I knew you were trouble. That's 5. We should do a niche artist. We should just reference all of Dave Matthews' songs. Dave Matthews Band. 0-1? I feel like every time the Dave Matthews Band comes up, people are either really excited and they're like, I love Dave Matthews, or they're like, don't you ever mention Dave Matthews again in this household. And I'm like, whoa.
It's never really much of an in-between.
I know. Everyone's like, yeah, it's either the worst thing you've ever brought up or the best.
Iceman's 1 for 1 so far. He has a run as well. Eagles, again, in prime position to add runs to their total, but Lindsey Wilson with 2 outs on the board, they really need to get out of this inning.
Ball 2, a little good karma. Dealing those pitches on an invisible line. 2-1. Low for ball 3. He's ahead in the count. He's the man. All right, I'll stop. That's 8 Taylor Swift references. That's enough for 1 half inning of baseball. Runners on the corners. Count 3-1.
If there's anyone that doesn't need the free promo, it's her.
Retweet. Delivered right on the edge. That's strike 2.
Especially with Travis Swift on her arm as well.
That was the funniest thing you could have said next.
Full count, but you really need to retire the side here.
Payoff is cranked to the right. He's got to race over to the bag at 1 and doesn't make it in time, as we'll flip sides and be back in Waleska. Back in Waleska, Georgia. Hi, everyone. Gabriel Fry, Lorenzo Robinson with me. 5-1, a 4-run advantage right now for Reinhardt's Eagles. How does Reinhardt nurse that and keep it going?
Reinhardt, they need to try to do what they've done throughout this game, and it seems like they're just taking all of their onus from their veteran players. Those veteran guys, Adrian Vargas, Nash Kroll, have stepped up in major situations throughout these first 2 games. Taking the cues from them, remaining poised, remaining confident, and making sure that you're not beating yourselves. That has to be the main focus for them if they're going to win this game and win big as this season goes on. When I talked about it earlier in the broadcast, like, the Mid-South is unforgiving. The Mid-South is unforgiving, and that is why Lindsey Wilson playing a difficult non-conference slate is probably a good idea for them.
Popped. Catcher trailing it. Reinhardt looking to put one away, and they do. Rough start.
Nice grab by Morales behind the plate. But when you have to play so many talented teams up and down your conference schedule, it's probably better for you to play really good teams early on. You want to be able to know what it feels like to play in those situations, to be down and try to battle back, to go against some of the best hitters in the country to go against a guy like Nash Kroll, an All-American, Adrian Vargas, an All-Conference selection. You want to be able to see someone like Andrew Herbert, a guy who may be the best pitcher in the entire country. That can only help you as your season goes on. And Lindsey Wilson's hoping that that experience gives them a chance to have a great season and find their way to prosperity.
One away after the pop fly. 1-1.
On the ticker, it said that the Clippers traded.
Roped. Right side. It gets down just in time, so he'll be on the bag over at 1.
Absolutely. Seidler stepping up yet again, getting the base hit and getting the first. But on the bottom line ticker, it said that Clippers trade idle veteran P.J. Tucker.
I saw idle as that's a brutal.
It's apt. It's apt.
I feel like we got in like a dozen Taylor Swift references. Are we done with that? We want to move on to.
I don't want to have any bad
fouled
blood.
Off left side. Strike 1. I'm still kind of feeling the Dave Matthews Band references. Is it too far?
I don't know. Soon we're going to be approaching Fortnite, so.
0-1, popped up, center field. Eagles man under it and controlled. 2 away. Tough look for Lindsey Wilson on this side.
Now trailing by 4 runs. Offensively, at least when it comes to getting hits on the board, it has been a much better inning for them. Well, a much better game for them. They have 7 hits as a team so far, but they just haven't been able to convert, again, on those little key moments. Had a situation, bases loaded, 1 out.
Got a hold of it, shoveled to 1. What a play.
What a play.
Are
indeed.
you kidding me? Way to tag the bag.
What a play by Nash Kroll.
Kroll looking good. Reinhardt looking hot. We'll return. 4-run game in North Georgia. Four-run ball game in North Georgia, 5-1, Reinhardt in the lead. Welcome back to Ken White Field. Gabriel Fry, Lorenzo Robinson, glad you're with us. Flipping sides, the Eagles will get the sticks working.
And a new pitcher on the mound for Lindsey Wilson, Kyle Lambert in the game.
Lambert got some heat. Ball 1.
Lambert, the native of Savannah, Tennessee.
Hustling down across the bag at 1, and he didn't make it.
Enforcing a ground out early on, so a nice job by him to get the ball rolling for himself. Adam Harris coming up to the plate, and Adam Harris is hot to go. So I feel like you don't understand my disdain for the song. So
I don't understand. I mean, it's not a, I don't.
So
No.
when you're in the car,
Okay.
I want you to play it 3 times on the
I can't listen to my favorite song 3 times in a row.
Just if you hear it 3 times, you will understand.
That's strike 1. Count 1-1. 1 away. Lambert dealing. The righty. 1-1 through the infield, racing down to the bag, and Harris did not make it. Back to the dugout, 2 away.
And that was a tremendous scoop by Schultz over there in shortstop. Was able to corral that one and made a nice throw to Sidler at first.
I'm being told we missed Christopher coming out and pitching in the last half inning. The stat, we go a lot off the stat book. The camera, believe it or not, usually has a better view of players than we do from the box. We don't have binoculars today. Usually I keep binoculars with me. The stat book has it as Deering from the last half inning still. Chopped left, that goes foul.
Thank you to the person.
For real, yeah. It's, I trust the stats blindly.
Thank you to the person who said that. At the same time, day 1, right? Day 1. We'll be in midseason form soon enough.
1-1. Two away. Left side, it gets over the top of the third baseman. He's on the bag at 1, wants to go to scoring position at 2. Instead, hitting the brakes, and Shamley will keep it safe.
Second consecutive base hit from Shamley. He's now 2 for 3 on the day. It's just been a great game so far for him. Reinhardt already 10 runs now in the 5th inning. Robert Phelps back up to the plate. Phelps is 1 for 3. He has 2 runs and an RBI in this game. He's made his presence felt in a variety of different ways for Reinhardt. He's also made some nice plays defensively for the Eagles.
Chop to the left. This one skeeters along the chalk, across second, headed for third in prime scoring position, sliding in, and he's just in time. Safe. 2 runners in scoring position for the Reinhardt Eagles.
2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs on the board. Again, these have been the situations that have come back to really hurt Lindsey Wilson throughout this game. A 2-out rally is the last thing that you can ask for if you're a fan of their team or if you're one of their members of the coaching staff. You really want to see your team get out of this inning.
Wanted to take the cut instead, suffers strike 1.
But not only do they not get out of the inning, they've now put themselves in a jam with that 1-2 punch of Vargas and Kroll up to the plate.
Oh, 1.
And if Vargas manages to find his way on base, then you got to deal with the big bat of Nash Kroll. And anything can happen when he's in the batter's box.
2 away. 1-1. Right side, right for his glove. He dives and grabs it to retire the side. We'll break and return in Waleska. Welcome back to Ken White Field, college baseball, where it's 5-1, a 4-run advantage for the Reinhardt Eagles over the Blue Raiders. Lindsey Wilson, Gabriel Schrein, Lorenzo Robinson. Hi, glad you're with us. I can only hope you're having as much fun as we are, but that's probably impossible because I'm having a lot.
Lindsey Wilson marginally doing better in this game up to this point. The scoring hasn't been as fast and furious for Reinhardt as it was in game one of this doubleheader. At the same time, Reinhardt 11 hits on the board, have a 5-1 run advantage. Lindsey Wilson, the lead is not in an insurmountable place like it was at a certain point in the last game. They're only down by 4 runs, so you have to try to inch your way closer. Even if you're not able to score 4 runs in 1 inning, at least put 1 run up here, 1 run up there. Give yourself a chance and see what happens from there.
Second strike for Mr. Wimberly. 1 for 2 on the day. They just came over here to make sure we knew his name was Wimberly, but I think they were looking for a different part of the press box. Wimberly, big cut, goes down swinging, 1 away. Reinhardt looking to flip the top of the 6th quickly.
And that's exactly what the Blue Raiders don't need. They need to try to have an extended inning. Even in the inning that they scored a run, it was a really relatively quick inning. And I think the longest inning so far in this game was the one where they had the bases loaded with 1 out. You want to try to put a little bit more pressure on the pitching staff for Reinhardt. Speaking of that pitching staff for the Eagles, it's a new pitcher in the game, Adam Christopher.
Popped up. And this one just on the edge of the infield sends a second back to the dugout.
Adam Christopher on the mound for Reinhardt. And I remember having a conversation with one of the pitching coaches last season for Reinhardt, and said that Christopher was one of the more talented pitchers, just raw talent on the roster. Definitely a guy that played a little bit in certain situations last season, but they have a high expectation of him for this year. They expect him to potentially take another step for this team, and that would be absolutely helpful for their prospects going forward. Because those postseason games, as we saw last year, those postseason games become war of attrition. So when you begin to lose arms, you're resting guys, you're not putting certain guys in certain situations, generally the team that has the larger depth of arms in their bullpen is the one that wins. So you need to have plenty of viable options, and Christopher figures to be one of those.
2-1 is bunted. Fair ball. He's hustling his way down to the bag at 1, and the foot race is not in time. Again, we go to break. Reinhardt leading by 4 runs, a quick flip of the sides.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska. This is a ball. I would just walk Nash every time if I had that option.
And I'm sure we're not far from the point in the year where that becomes like an actual thing that coaches
just
discuss.
don't pitch to this guy.
At least make him work.
Takes a monster swing for strike 1.
But it's hard because he really doesn't beat himself. He's not a guy that's going to chase wildly. Oftentimes is going to allow pitchers to make a mistake and then strike. Very well-coached team in the batter's box in general that Reinhardt has been pretty much over the duration of Coach Burton's tenure. And a lot of guys that are content with making the pitcher make a mistake first.
2-1. Low for ball 3, ahead in the count. Bottom of the 6th, Reinhardt immediately flipping the top of the 6th to get back on offense and get those bats working.
And 3-1 is kind of a tough toss-up when you talk about a hitter potentially laying off of it. But Nash Kroll, he's not your typical hitter. He might go here.
Strike 2, our count is full.
Full count. Opportunities. Opportunity after opportunity. We've seen Lindsey Wilson not be able to come through. They have another opportunity here to get out Nash Kroll.
Lambert has it chopped to the left, scooting through the infield, a cut down at 1, and this time he didn't make it. 1 away.
Exactly what you needed to do. Nash Kroll, you knew he was going to make you work for it. You knew it was going to be tough. Full count, able to force the ground out. A phenomenal job by Lambert, not panicking and not beating himself. Lambert has settled into a nice rhythm on the mound.
Immediately cranked right field and controlled 2 away. We're moving quick.
And almost immediately after I said that, Lambert settled into a nice rhythm. Almost immediately was a very hard hit ball going over the fence, but it does seem like Lambert is starting to find some confidence. He's starting to find a little bounce in his step, which is important going up against a team like Reinhardt. Again, a team with such a great offensive reputation. They have so many different guys capable of making plays in a variety of different ways. confidence is one of the biggest things that you can have on that mound against a team like this.
Boscarino, strike 2. Down on the count with 2 away. He's 1 for 3 on the day.
And his first action of the season playing DH.
0-2. Steps off, catches a ball. A lot of tension on that.
It is. And
you can feel the tension.
most definitely. Boscarino, again, another one of those new guys trying to establish themselves as someone that Coach Burton can trust on a daily basis.
1-2 goes low into the dirt.
But like the big shoes that he has to fill, right now he's playing DH. Do you know who Reinhardt's DH was last season?
The man, the myth, the legend. He was like 3rd in the country in batting percentage, wasn't he? He's over
Dylan
500,
Lewis.
yeah. Pop up. This could retire the side, and it does. Goodbye to the 6th inning. We will see you in the top of inning 7. Welcome back to Alaska, Georgia. We're into the top of the 7th. Talking about the Savannah Bananas. Tucker Zadunik signed. Plays from Premier League Baseball. Congratulations to him on his professional contract. He was at Reinhardt last season. Reinhardt raking in the preseason accolades. They raked in the postseason accolades. Tennessee Wesleyan walked them off. They almost made it to the World Series National Championship. The Eagles are 6th in the preseason poll after a 44-18 season last year. Good for 362 poll points, just behind Tennessee Wesleyan at 436. They're number 1, Hope International 2, Georgia Gwinnett 3, LSU Shreveport 4, Cumberland's 5, 7 is Lewis Clark State, 8 Weber International in Florida, William Carey 9, and Arizona Christian 10.
Number 13.
And I figure we're going to see a lot of those battles between Reinhardt and Tennessee Wesleyan like we saw last season. Like those matchups that go a long way towards deciding things, not just in the conference, but for national standing as well. Like how rare is it to have 2 of the premier programs in the same conference battling it out on a yearly basis, which Reinhardt has established themselves as a premier program. But of course, they just have one more hurdle to climb, and that last hurdle comes in the form of the Bulldogs.
2 pitchers on the Reinhardt Eagle roster are on the preseason All-American roster. Andrew Herbert, Brett Allen. Herbert's from San Clemente, California. Brett Allen, native to Newcastle, Australia.
Christopher remaining on the mound for the Eagles, ahead on the count 1-2.
Rope that in there to send him back to the dugout, 1 away.
Now batting number 12, Diego Andino.
And I don't think you can ask for anything much more out of what Christopher's done on the mound for Reinhardt thus far. He's come right in from the bullpen, and he has been very effective doing it in different ways. Unfortunately, not able to control his pitch there. So Andino's going to make his way to first after being struck by that pitch.
Now batting number 10, Jeff Slater.
So now we're going to see Staten again. Staten 2 for 2 thus far in this game. Almost catching Andino off the bag there was Christopher. But Staten 2 for 2 so far in this game. One of the best returning offensive players for Lindsey Wilson. Swings and misses there.
One away, one on board.
And for one reason or another, over the last few seasons for the Bulldogs, it's almost seemed like things just have been a few things here or there away from coming fully together for them. And it hasn't been due to a lack of talent. I mean, they've had a few different players get drafted into the MLB over the course of the last few seasons. And plenty of talented players in that area and guys that are able to come up and make big plays and big moments.
Blasted to the left side towards the chain link. Reinhardt Eagles back for it. Scoop dump off of the grass. Trying to get it down to third in time. It's rolling loose as he's safe in scoring position. 2 runners now in scoring position. 1 in prime at third.
And if that wall wasn't so high out there in left field, that maybe would have been gone. That's definitely a home run over the much shorter right field wall. But Staten staying hot for Lindsey Wilson, getting that double, and now here they are again. 2 runners in scoring position. You have a tremendous chance to put yourself on the board for the first time since the first inning. Now in the 7th, you're running out of outs. You have 8 outs remaining. You really need to take advantage of these moments.
Fouled off. That was a long time ago. Price singled the left field way back in the top of the first, and there were a couple of other runners on the base path, but Andino was the one that scored the run. House grounded out to second to score Phelps. That was in the bottom of the first. It made it 1-1, and since then it's been all Reinhardt.
Popped. Edge of the infield. Eagles under it. Gone. 2 away.
And that's not what you want if you're a fan of Lindsey Wilson. That one just wasn't far enough, wasn't deep enough to force Reinhardt into an awkward situation. The runner can't advance when it's popped up in the infield because it's way too close of a call to make. Shamley just calmly coming up under that one and just made a little glance at home plate.
Big cut for strike 1. House grounded out. Phelps scored in the bottom of the first for Reinhardt. Then in the bottom of the second, scoring some more. Shamley flied out. Morales advanced to third. Neisman scored. Phelps grounded out. Harris advanced to third. Morales scored. That remained our score for a moment, 3-1. Until the bottom of the 4th, Vargas failed a pickoff attempt, and Phelps scored by error.
Now down on the count 0-2. Lindsey Wilson at risk of leaving another 2 runners stranded. This one with 2 guys in the scoring position. Can Christopher slam the door shut here?
With 2 away, the 0-2. Low for a ball. Christopher working that count a little bit.
And that feeling of suspense, the air getting thick. You can't really simulate this in fall ball. You can't simulate this in practice. This is what NAIA baseball is all about.
Got just a piece of it to stay alive and keep the top of the 7th going in Waleska. We've got some drama. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, we're glad you're here with us. We're having fun.
Duran 0 for 2 so far, trying to make his presence felt.
1-2. Got it. Fouled off. Staying alive.
Staying alive and, just continuing to give himself a chance. That's all you can ask for is give yourself a chance. Really making Adam Christopher work to get this 3rd out of this half inning. And generally, if you hang around long enough, good things have the potential to happen.
1-2. This one outside of the strike zone for ball 2.
And he said it as soon as it reached its way across home plate. He said no. Like, he knew right then where it was, and you could tell he's locked in at the plate. This will not be an easy strike for Adam Christopher to accumulate.
2-2. Count's full.
And then it begins to weigh on you like, man, he's fouling off a few of my best pitches again. A mental battle that pitchers have to face. Works his way into a full count. Like, it's a really difficult spot to be in.
2 in scoring position, 2 away. Christopher from the mound, the payoff pitch. Got a hold of it. This one towards the backstop, and it's going to go out.
He's shaking his head. He's up there with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger right now for Lindsey Wilson. That's exactly what they needed. See a little bit of personality with this team. It seems like they've just been dead men walking throughout this game. Hasn't really been a whole lot of joy on their faces. We'll see if Duran can provide some much-needed joy for this team.
The delivery. Duran hits the 3-2, floating to the right. It's going foul. Can he stay alive with some luck? This one off of the twine, and he will stay at the plate and continue to battle that full count.
Continuing to battle and forcing Christopher to pitch deep into the count, getting his pitch count up. Now you're thinking, hey, maybe Reinhardt maybe needs to go to a different arm at some point to avoid overworking Christopher in this situation. All of those things are on the table just because of what Duran has been able to do over the course of this at-bat. Now, of course, all of it is for naught if he's not able to find his way on base.
Payoff pitch. Low. Bases loaded. 2 away.
And we see the elation on the faces of that Lindsey Wilson dugout. We saw the joy that Duran had to be able to be disciplined enough to draw that walk. He fought back from an 0-2 count. A very, very good at-bat there for him. Bases loaded again for Lindsey Wilson. This is the second time in this game that they've been in this situation. First time it came with 1 out on the board. Boom, 2 quick outs. It's not what they need here. Even if it's just 2 runs, even if it's just 1 run, you need to be able to get something up.
Price is 1 for 3, and he batted in Andino in the top of the first.
Him being the guy responsible for their only run of the game. If you're a fan of the team, you have to believe that he's capable of doing it again, or at least that's what you're hoping for.
Tight, low, strike. Pressure's on. Oh, 1 and a huge swing for strike 2.
Very similar to the previous at-bat when Christopher was able to get Duran down 0-2 quickly. Duran was able to battle back and work his way into a walk. We'll see what Price can do here.
0-2 outside for the ball.
Figure either at the start of the next inning or if this one prolongs too long, we figure that Christopher's day could be coming close to a close. Don't want to overwork him so early in the year, and he's had to pitch deep into a few counts.
Trying to cut down the Blue Raider at 1. Couldn't get him off the bag. Nash Kroll, the one making the nifty hookup with Christopher.
That was a nice little veteran move by Nash Kroll, too, handing that one to the pitcher, giving a little bit of a word of encouragement as well.
2 away, bases loaded. Price batting. Christopher. 1-2. Price stands by as that's ball 2. The count rising.
And there were times during the season where Adam Christopher got in situations like these. He would get on counts that were heavily favored his way, 2 strikes on the board, and sometimes he would let batters hang around a little bit too long. A few of them turned into walks, a few of them turned into base hits. Definitely something he needs to try to rectify, and he does.
2-2
right
paints the corner and strikes him out. It retires the side. An unbelievable defensive bend and not break by the Reinhardt Eagles as we'll go to break and return in the bottom of the 7th.
Welcome back to Alaska, Georgia. Is it getting dark?
A little bit.
It's not dark in here, but yeah, we're losing our sunlight outside. Sun has set.
On its way for sure.
Yeah, it's cooked. It's gone. 5-1, 4-run game. Reinhardt out in front, bottom of the seventh. Eagles really impressive defensive stand moments ago. Charge led by the pitcher, Christopher.
Adam Christopher stepping up in a major spot for Reinhardt. But if you're Lindsey Wilson, you have to feel like, man, we let another opportunity slip away. Missed opportunities in this series. A chance to score some resume-building wins against a Reinhardt team. This is game 2. Even if you're only able to take one of the 3, you want to try to get one win on the board against them, because as we go on throughout the season, you want your resume to stack up against other teams when they talk about who's qualifying for the World Series, who's not. That's what these games are. These are resume builders. Nothing really to gain for Reinhardt besides stacking up a few wins on their record. Everything to gain if you're Lindsey Wilson. So those missed opportunities, if we look towards the end of the year and Lindsey Wilson isn't in the tournament, we may have to look at situations like that.
Heisman ahead in the count, 2-1.
But it's so early. It's so early. I do want to stress that. It's so early. A lot of time to adjust.
It literally could not be earlier.
Yeah.
This is the first. This is it.
Day one.
They're starting right now. It's a good warm-up for baseball season. I like it. We're way out. Doesn't even feel like the season's here yet. For me, I mean, as a broadcaster, good warm-up for me. Very selfish observation.
As a Yankees fan, I could probably wait for baseball a little bit longer after the way last season ended. But, I mean, everything is everything.
Why aren't you a Phillies fan?
I'm from New Jersey.
Okay, I'm not very familiar with the rules. Big swing, and as it skiffs through the synthetic turf, he's cut down at the bag and will head back to the dugout with one away. Is there a rule? Like, are New Jersey?
Well,
New
I'm from like northern Jersey. Northern Jersey. So a lot of people from South Jersey are fans of the Philly teams because of it's really close. Like the Philadelphia 76ers practice in Camden. So a lot of South Jersey people rep the Phillies and the Sixers and the Flyers and all that. The ones in central to northern New Jersey, we're closer to New York. So there's some people in those areas that are like really big Knicks fans, even when there was the New Jersey Nets. So, you know,
that makes sense. That tracks.
It's that type of.
I didn't know if there was a rule. I was really asking.
Yeah. It's really just geographical.
1-1.
See, we're giving the people everything. We gave them a little bit of weather, a little bit of geography, history lesson.
I've always felt like you should be a fan of the teams closest to you. Got a hold of it, driven back left side, and this one controlled, 2 down. Lindsey Wilson looking good on the defensive side of the ball with a 4-run deficit on their plate. You know, I never talked about TGL. I remember we were talking about other leagues. They started this golf league. It's the golf league. I'm trying to think of how to explain this.
Started by Tiger Woods, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they use technology to create a unique surface every time, and then it's like simulated golf, but it's team golf. And there's a hammer they can throw, which I don't. Somebody from the league explained the rule about the hammer to me, and I still don't know
what it means, but good explanation. Just in case
I guess it wasn't good enough. Right?
No, it was good. It was good. I just didn't get it.
Couldn't firmly grasp it.
Yeah, it's really cool. They have a synthetic turf Sinlon surface they play on that's powered by pistons, and the pistons will adjust to make it a different playing surface every time. And there's a short game, there's a drive, and it's team golf. I've watched a couple. I almost said episodes. A couple matches. Uh-oh. Have they established that yet? Is it a match or a game? TGL match. TGL game. TGL match, I think. It's a match, right? I don't know. Somebody will figure it out.
It's early.
It's a golf.
They got time to figure it out.
They're having a golf.
A golf.
Count is full. 2 away. I was going to talk about that in the bananas. Payoff. Got it. Left side. Harris roped right to the shortstop and at the bag at 1. He's gone. Retire the side. Return with the top of the 8th. Welcome back to Alaska, Georgia. 5-1, 4-run ball game.
Four-run ball game, and much of that really has to be attributed to the great play of Kyle Lambert. Kyle Lambert came out of the bullpen for Lindsey Wilson, and he has been very effective. He's pitched 3 consecutive scoreless innings for them. He has done a nice job of really containing this Reinhardt lineup. They were so hot early on in the game. Lambert came right in. He's made life difficult for them. Unfortunately for him and their team, the bats have just not been able to make the key hits when they need to. They have 8 hits on the board, but only 1 run to show for it. With Wimberly now at the plate, and Wimberly 1 for 3 so far today. He had a single earlier in this game, grounded out to second, followed by a strikeout, and now Wimberly down on the count 0-2. Christopher remaining on the mound for Reinhardt. I have to say that might be a little bit surprising after he had to pitch deep into a few different at-bats. But hey.
Wow, cashes him out. Strike 3. He'll go back to the dugout, 1 away.
And again, Adam Christopher, very talented pitcher, very unique in the way that he does things. Someone that, when he is clicking and at his best, can definitely be a feared player on that mound. It's a pinch hitter in the game for Lindsey Wilson. Number 22, Tucker Hagan, the junior from Owensboro, Kentucky. This his first at-bat of the game. And we'll see what Hagan can do in this monumental spot for his group.
Strike 1 with 1 away. The 1-1. Strike 2. lot of action today in NAI play all around the league. Huntington taking down Midway 3-1. Kansas Wesleyan a 6-3 win over Science and Arts. Talladega fell to Campbellsville 8-1. Truett McConnell, Rio Grande. No score reported there. Popped up to the right, just on the edge of the infield, and he's controlled and sent back to the dugout, 2 away. Johnson handled Abraham Baldwin 3-0. Weber International 10-3 win over Thomas. Just lots of great games. Truett McConnell a 14-12 loss to Rio Grande.
A lot of scoring in that one.
Yeah, they're coming to the Appalachian Athletic Conference, actually. I'll be at the swimming tournament next weekend. Be sure to listen to me talk about swimming for 14 hours.
What do you say during a swim? What do you say?
Got a hold of it, driven back, deep left side for the wall. He's running up it. Unreal.
That's a big-time 2-out solo shot there from Schultz. Coming up big for his team. His second hit of the game, and that one getting them on the board for the first time since the first inning.
Needed that. Their second run of the game, they trail by 3 in the late stages. How about that, Sully?
And maybe they're building a little bit of momentum for themselves. Here in the 8th, trying to scratch and claw their way to a win. Only 4 outs left in this game for Lindsey Wilson. Now just 3 runs down. But yeah, we're not going to leave from that point. What do you say during swim meets?
0-2? I don't know. I've been watching so much Olympic swimming, and I still don't know. I'm terrified. I want to do a good job so bad. I'm just sitting around watching swimming all week. 0-2 popped up left side, trending towards the wall. Reinhardt going to retire the side. 3 away. We flip to the bottom of the 8th in Waleska, Georgia.
That's your ball game.
Back in North Georgia, 3-run ball game. Reinhardt holding on to that lead, 5-2, as we've reached the bottom of the 8th inning between the Blue Raiders and the Reinhardt Eagles. Hi, welcome back. Glad you're with us, Gabriel Schrei. Lorenzo Robinson here alongside me as we're wrapping up a great day of coverage.
Cade Shamley back at the plate. We'll see what he can do. His last 2 plate appearances resulted in hits. Will he have a chance to step up here? Lindsey Wilson keeping Lambert on the mound. Lambert has been absolutely sensational. Really held this Reinhardt lineup in check. Can't really ask for a much better outing out the pen for him. This one, grounder by Shamli. The throw will be made, and it will not be in time. The one hopper, Shamli's able to beat it out. Now he's safe at first. So Shamli making his way to first. We're back to the top of this order for the Eagles. Robert Phelps back at the plate. Phelps has scored 2 runs in this game. He has an RBI, a single and a double. Lambert across 3 innings, no earned runs, 1 strikeout. Only surrendered 3 hits. And Reinhardt threw the first 11 or so innings of this series offensively looked virtually unstoppable for the Blue Raiders. They didn't have many answers. There'll be a check-in with Shamli at first. But it was just such a struggle for them, trying their best to find a way. Unable to do it. It wasn't until Lambert entered the game, made his way onto the mound. This one ripped into left field. Phelps getting his 3rd hit of the ball game. Shamli gets himself in the scoring position.
Now batting number 4, Adrian Vargas.
2 runners on base with that devastating 1-2 punch of Adrian Vargas and Nash Kroll due up next. Vargas 2 for 4 so far today. He has 2 singles. He scored a run earlier in his last at-bat. Flew out to second. We're going to see what he can do here. Worst case scenario, you want to try to get something to help those runners advance. You know that the antennas for Lindsey Wilson are going to be up. Again, KYP, know your personnel. Understand who you're going against. Coach Burton and his squad, he's not shy about telling them to steal. He's very aggressive in situations like these. Definitely something that the Blue Raiders and Lambert are going to have to watch for here. That pitch a bit inside for ball number 2. Now, another thing that Reinhardt is really good at, the stress of potentially stealing those bases can sometimes take attention away from the task at hand for the pitcher, which is trying to retire the batter. Definitely a balancing act if you're a pitcher and if you're a team defensively. Vargas hits this one in the right field. It will drop. It will drop, and it seems like one run is going to score for the Eagles, potentially another run scoring for the Eagles. It is a 2 RBI triple for Adrian Vargas. Reinhardt getting themselves back on the board here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Adrian Vargas doing it again for the Eagles. Reinhardt re-stretches their lead out. It's now 5 runs as it appears that we'll have a visit to the mound. There's going to be a conversation, and there is a conversation to be had after that play. Adrian Vargas stepping up, coming up big for Reinhardt, and now Nash Kroll coming up to the plate for the Eagles as well. Reinhardt, 7 runs in this game, 14 hits. Tremendous offensive performances for them in this doubleheader. So it appears that Lambert's day is going to be done. We're going to have a new man on the mound for Lindsey Wilson. It's going to be Spencer Gardner. Gardner, the righty out of Gallatin, Tennessee, formerly of Hendersonville High School. So he goes into the game trying to keep this Reinhardt lineup at bay. There is a man on base. It's Vargas. He's at third. Nash Kroll coming up to the plate. Kroll, it was not the world-destroying game that he had in the first one of this doubleheader where he just went scorched earth, 4 for 4, a home run, 5 RBIs. It hasn't been that for him, but that doesn't mean much. That doesn't mean much to him. That doesn't mean much to the fans in attendance, the ones watching, the ones who know and have seen Nash Kroll throughout his Reinhardt career. They know things can change for him and his team with just one swing of the bat. Always a weapon, always an option, always a threat in any given situation. So that's a very difficult place to be if you're a pitcher, especially if you're a pitcher coming in cold, really, coming in out of the bullpen. You know, you get a chance to warm up, but you're never really warm until that first pitch. Anytime you're in those situations, anytime you're in those kind of situations, you really do yourself a really tough job. It's a tough task against any hitter, but especially against someone who has a claim to be one of the best in the country. So Nash Kroll gets ready. We're going to see our pitcher get ready also for Lindsey Wilson. Blue Raiders down to their last 3 outs. So the last thing that they need is for that lead to start to appear insurmountable for them. But Kroll looking to help Reinhardt extend their advantage further.
Fouls off on the first.
Again, he can be 1 for 4. He can be 0 for 6. It doesn't matter. He's always a threat. You always have to pitch to him like he's a threat. Always capable of flipping the script at any given moment.
Low for Chappelle. This one off the synthetic turf and sliding home. Reinhardt adds another run to their total. Looking good. Vargas is cooking with his wheels.
So Lindsey Wilson did a really nice job of getting themselves back into the game. But again, critical mistakes in inopportune times coming back to bite the Blue Raiders, now down by 6 runs.
Got a hold of that. How about the sound, the crack of the bat as that one goes foul?
And that's how things sound. Really, any of them that he's able to hit flush just has really perfect sound coming off the bat.
Low. Ball 2. Chappelle starts with a very, very tall order.
Absolutely, a tall order indeed. And it's going to fall on him to try to remain composed out there.
2-2 turns to a full count.
You have to play that balancing act. You don't want to give Kroll something too easy for him to just take yard, but you don't necessarily want to be afraid of him either.
Smoked it right up the middle. It escapes into the gap, and he's down to the bag at 1 with a beautiful single.
That's the dangers about going against him. Capable of getting it done in a variety of different ways. Kroll stepping up again in a big spot for his team, picking up his 2nd hit of the ball game. He has 6 hits on the day. 6 hits on the day for Nash Kroll.
House, the lefty third baseman. Oh, goodness. Hopefully House is all right.
And that had a crazy sound to it as well. Definitely hope that he's all right.
Jonathan Burton checking on him. It caught him in the side of the leg. And while they check on him, we're going to take a short break and be right back with more college baseball in just a moment. in Waleska. Up off of the field under his own power. Looked to be all right. Thoughts are with him. This is Boscarino. He's 1 for 4. 0-1. Low.
Still no outs on the board. We know that Reinhardt can heat up at a moment's notice. We know that they're capable of continuing to move on these hot streaks. You want to put yourself in a really bad situation.
1-1. Blasted. Gap. It's down. Here comes the big guy looking for home plate, and he made it easily. Second runner coming home. He's got wheels. Race to the plate as he slides in, and he made it. Reinhardt adds another pair of runs to their total. Impressive base running.
Impressive base running indeed. 2 RBI, single from Boscarino. And man, it's starting to become dangerous for Lindsey Wilson. They did a nice job to give themselves a chance. They battled back. It was 5-2. The bottom's starting to fall out here.
It's starting to feel really cold outside.
It is. The temperature has dropped.
It's a problem.
It's starting to get out of hand. It's an 8-run advantage. 2 more runs and this game is over. You don't even have a chance to put yourself back in the game. And there's no outs on the board still. Still no outs on the board.
Remember when you told me it wasn't spring yet?
This lets you know.
And I tried to peer pressure you into agreeing that, like, this is it. It's here.
This lets you know.
I was wrong. I'm so weak, it's not even out of the 50s, and I think it's cold.
You know, I don't claim to be a prognosticator or a predictor. You know, I just call it like I see it, like I feel it.
You need that on a t-shirt.
Trademark it.
Inside, ball's loose, headed down into scoring position at 2, and he made it to the bag.
Big time there from Boscarino. Again, we're seeing Reinhardt aggressive on the base pass. That has been a staple of Jonathan Burton's teams.
8-run game, 10-2. Welcome. 2 on board. 1 in scoring position for the Reinhardt Eagles. Okay, we have another meeting on the mound.
Not surprised, still no outs on the board. Lindsey Wilson trying to do everything they can to give themselves a chance. This is not the way that Coach Ethan Utley wants to see his team go down.
Why are we listening to opera music? What is this?
I don't even know if I call it that.
Well, it sounded like it at first, but I didn't realize the...
I'm going to say what I said. It's like cacophony. It's like...
What is it?
You know what cacophony is?
What are we listening to?
So, any of our viewers, look up cacophony. I will not explain to you what it is, but, you know, you can go through the trouble of looking that up.
Google it. I'm Googling it right now. This is me Googling it. A harsh, discordant mixture of sounds.
Yeah, so where do you pull that one from, Rizzo? Really showing off the breadth of the vocabulary, huh?
I think we need to go to break. A cacophony of deafening alarm bells. Similar to racket.
And we turn up the cacophony as well.
Got some racket on the broadcast. Some racket in your life.
Yeah, dissonance. on a serious note, Lindsey Wilson, again, we saw Lambert come in for 3 innings and really do. We saw him come in and really do a nice job for his team. He was able to force 3 consecutive scoreless innings. And Lindsey Wilson, they have 9 hits in the game. They have 9 hits, so it's not like they're not able to get hits at all. It's just those critical moments when the bases are loaded, you need to be able to bring one home. They haven't been able to do that.
Batting number 16.
The lefty catcher, Morales, who is 1 for 3. An 8-run advantage with none retired, strike 1.
2 more runs, again, ends the ball game. It's just been a dominant performance today from Reinhardt.
I've never heard anyone slander walk-up songs as hard as you. You have just really given it to the walk-up song selection today.
Everything is up for discussion.
You are a true pundit.
I don't think anything should be sacred.
You're like those old dudes that sat in the balcony, the cartoon puppet guys, just sitting up there cackling.
On the Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I know about that one, huh? Yeah.
You got a little bit of everything.
Like an encyclopedia.
We're going to take your ChatGPT away. 2-1. Got a hold of it. This one going up towards the backstop. He could be in danger. Catcher right under the ball, and this one sails out.
So I'm going to give you a saying that my dad says.
I'm terrified. I'm sure I would love your dad, but I'm terrified.
You should be. But, he used to always say, he knows a lot of different things. And I always be like, man, how do you know this? He says, I don't know everything, but I know a little bit about a lot of things.
That's the way to go. Dad's a wise man.
Sometimes.
2-2, caught, drifting left. It's foul, but it looks like it's in play. Under it, and he's gone. 1 away, Lindsey Wilson finally starting to put this inning to bed.
And there are no words for how huge that is for Lindsey Wilson just to getting out on the board, just to try to put yourself in position to maybe have a chance in the 9th inning. You want there to be a 9th inning at all. Because, again, 2 more runs scored, the game is over.
Pretty significant danger of that. With 2 on board and 1 in scoring position. Now that's a walk-up song.
Absolutely, and great walk-up song for one of the better people, I would say, on the baseball team. Just over the course of my time being at the school, we're going to see our first look at Woody Barks. Woody Barks, native of Watkinsville, Georgia, formerly of North Oconee High School.
Great program, Blue Devils.
Reinhardt also has a lot of talent coming from North Oconee as well.
1-0, and he swings big for his first strike.
Really talented freshman wide receiver, Damani Taylor, was one of the best wideouts in the history of the program. And he's now a Reinhardt Eagle. Figures to be a very important cog in their offense for years to come.
Gigantic swing, couldn't catch it.
So it's nice to see Woody Barks in this situation. We would love to see him capitalize and maybe help the Eagles put a pin in this game.
Got a hold of it, down the chalk, steps on the bag at 3, retires 1 more, so 2 away, but we play on with 1 in scoring position and 1 on first.
But even with the fielder's choice there, still 2 men on base. So still a chance for Reinhardt to end the game early for them. So we're going to get a chance to see Cade Shamley yet again. Shamley has been sensational. He's 3 for 3 on the day. Was able to score a run earlier.
Second baseman stands by for a ball. 2 away, 2 on board. In the bottom of the 8th. Strike one.
Ethan Fain, the new pitcher in for Lindsey Wilson, native of Mount Vernon, Kentucky, formerly of Rockcastle County High School. So Fain in the game, trying to give himself and his team a chance. That one a little bit high.
Floated that out to 2. 2-1 count, 2 away. 2 on board. The sunset is catching up to us. 2-1. Low through the synthetic turf for ball 3. Shamley standing in.
You really don't want any passed balls. You don't want any errant throws. You really have to make sure that you hone in on your fundamentals. Just one out necessary to give you a chance to extend this game. Time where you cannot afford a mistake.
Ouch.
And loading the bases for the Eagles. Someone who's been hot throughout this game, and Robert Phelps coming back. I believe we saw Phelps earlier in this inning too, which again just shows Reinhardt, a team, when they get hot and they get going, they're really difficult to handle.
Phelps is 3 for 5. The shortstop suffers strike 1. 2 away, bases are loaded in Waleska. Strike 2.
Furious inning for the Eagles. 5 runs in the first 7 innings combined. 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th alone. They have lowered the hammer on the Blue Raiders in this game.
Able to pick up a ball. Bases loaded, 1-2. Got it. Left side, back towards the wall. It's down, and that's ball game. Reinhardt Eagles bringing them home. 1 run, 2 runs, looking for 3. He's not going to make it. Stepping back and off of the base path. Reinhardt takes to the field. Congratulations to the Eagles, who win their first 2 games of the regular season in emphatic fashion, Lorenzo.
Absolutely emphatic fashion indeed. And to all those out there wondering, how's Reinhardt going to look, especially in the early stages of the year? A lot of new players, a lot of new faces. Well, don't worry, folks. This Reinhardt team will be a contender yet again in 2025.
Looks like it. They looked good all day long. Celebrate in style, and I'm sure they had a lot of fun today. We enjoyed you being with us. Any quick, brief thoughts before we send folks on their way, Lorenzo?
Reinhardt's already clinched the series. They've already clinched that victory. It will be interesting to see how Lindsey Wilson approaches that next game tomorrow. They're not going to have a lot to lose. You just want to play free, want to play good, clean baseball. Want to see if Lindsey Wilson cleans up some of those fielding mistakes, and if Reinhardt maybe can reassert their dominance.
Excellent. Well, you can watch tomorrow's game on the Reinhardt Eagles YouTube Athletics channel. SCSN will not be back. We appreciate you joining us today for wherever you are. Lorenzo, thank you for being with me, for the Eagles, for all the fans, and for the Blue Raiders. I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long from the Southeast Sports Network. Reinhardt taking both games.
covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action.